guys, this is Jana again. Today I'll give you a few insights into the whole situation of recruitment in Germany right now, because a lot of you guys have been sending me LinkedIn messages and have been contacting us on Facebook and asking in our meetups what the situation is right now. So what I'm going to answer today are like the top 3 questions I've been getting, mainly does it make sense to come to Germany as a job seeker right now? I mean, once the borders have reopened, where can I find jobs, and are companies still recruiting right now? So that's what I'm going to answer today. Let me say, first of all, that I do understand that right now it's a bit of a challenging situation. I think that's the case for all of us, even for us as a small startup. The whole Corona situation has hit us and has affected us a lot, but we're trying to make the most of it. So I think same goes for you as a job seeker. Maybe a lot of you are facing a situation right now where your plans and your dreams have been crushed. I know that this can be very challenging, especially if you are locked down at home right now, which is the case in a lot of countries. So what we have been doing, or what I personally can only recommend, is to try to come up with plans for the future and try to make the most of Corona times. Maybe try to pick up a few new skills. That's what I've been trying to do. I'm finally learning some coding and programming skills, something I've been wanting to do forever. It's not going to be my job, but still, I just wanted to understand it a bit better. So just a general suggestion. Yeah, so if you're feeling like this right now, completely understandable. I think a lot of people are angry at the moment or frustrated. Maybe some of you are also thankful for the fact that you are sitting at home safe and hopefully having an income and not having to worry that much about your future. But if you do, I think that's completely understandable for me. And I think there are a lot of people right now who are facing the same situation. Let's get back to the questions I've been getting. First of all, I think there are a lot of people who got a job seeker visa already who are probably not in Germany yet and who are planning to come here and are asking whether they should come to Germany as soon as the borders reopen. I think today the news came out that Germany is slowly reopening its borders in a very slow way, but I think a lot of countries still have closed borders, so traveling is very difficult at the moment. And I can only say that if you are not in Germany right now, if you're not here as a job seeker already, I would suggest to postpone your plans for some time. Because right now we are in a recession, and I think a lot of companies are not sure what's going to happen in the next month. I mean, shops are slowly reopening over here right now, but I think it will take a long time for things to pick back up. And then also, of course, in general, global mobility is very restricted at the moment, but a lot of companies have put things on hold, and that also brings me to the next question: are companies in Germany still recruiting right now? I mean, in general, yes, there are companies which are still recruiting right now. I think there are even companies which are growing right now, as is the case in a lot of countries. But of course, there are also a lot of companies which have been hit hard by a recession, by Corona lockdowns, and so on. So what I can see when I'm talking to recruiters over here, or just to companies in general, is that a lot of them are very, cautious, not really hiring people at the moment, postponing their plans because they don't know what the activities and the options will look like in the next month. We don't know whether there will be a lockdown again. So when it comes to hiring, I think they are only hiring persons they really need right now. And what I can see very often is that companies do still have job posts, and then when you apply to them, to those posts, very often you'll get a reply saying that thanks for your application and we will review it, but our processes have been put on hold, or yes, we can hire you, but the employment will only be starting in a few months, and then you don't know what's going to happen in between. So you have to plan more time until you're getting a job. But the good news is, I mean, of course, there are companies hiring right now, especially if you have an IT profile, if you're a software developer. I think there are a lot of good opportunities still. For instance, we've just collected some of the sectors where we see an increasing demand, and I think that's more of a global perspective, not just Germany specific. So of course, if you look at e-commerce, food and beverages, logistics, pharma, digital healthcare, big topic here right now, e-learning, fintech, and so on. There are a lot of companies which are recruiting. So not everything has been put on hold. I think by now companies in Germany have restructured themselves. A lot of them are working from home right now if they can. So it's just a bit of a new working environment, which is shaping the future of work right now. And I think there are a lot of great opportunities when it comes to recruitment, of course, but it will probably take more time for you to find a job. So yes, companies are still hiring. So if you are looking for a job, if you are a job seeker based in Germany, or if you're a student who's graduating soon, I think there are chances of finding a job. You just have to do some market research, and there are great platforms. Like if you're looking at startup jobs, you can check out gründerszene.de. I can post the link in the comments. Which is a kind of startup news platform here in Germany, and they are posting articles about companies which are still recruiting and activities of startups over here. So there, I think you will find a lot of valuable information about companies which are still hiring. Then, if you're interested in jobs in the more sustainable sector, social startups, and so on, you can check out goodjobs.eu, I think it's called. That's a platform which is completely focused on more sustainable businesses, and that could also be an interesting option. I see a lot of job posts going online there. If you do some research, there are still a lot of opportunities there. And I think that already answered the third question I listed here, which is where can I find jobs? So as I mentioned, check out platforms. Even if you look on Stepstone, I think Stepstone started an initiative where companies can post jobs for free in times of Corona. So I think they are trying to, motivate companies to publish their job posts. So I think it makes sense to still, keep looking. Also on LinkedIn, I do see jobs coming online, and that's also what people are telling me. But it's more kind of positions in fields which are growing right now, and everything else has been put on hold. That's the kind of impression I have at the moment. And then, as I said, in general, if you are someone who's not here in Germany yet and whose plans have been kind of crushed by Corona, try to make the most of it. I think now is the perfect time to learn German, and that will really increase your chances of finding a job here, even maybe from a distance. And I think that's something I'm saying in all of my videos, and I keep saying it over and over again. But I mean, learning a language can easily be done from home. There are so many good offers online where you can, train, learn online, maybe find like a partner you can practice with, and so on. So I think if you make good use of the waiting time now, you will find a job eventually, but just make sure that you don't just get stuck at home being frustrated. I think now is a good time to start with the things you've always been wanting to learn and to get prepared for times after Corona. And so that's my suggestion for job search in times of Corona. As always, please leave your comments, leave your feedback, also leave your questions if you have some. You can send them to me on LinkedIn, you can send them to us on Facebook, where you will find us if you search for Ask Mitra or just for Mitra. You will find our page, and you can follow us there for regular updates. We are also doing free online meetups where you can ask questions directly to one of our experts. Just get in touch with us and let us know what you are doing, how you are handling Corona times. Would be really interesting for us to learn and to get some updates from you. So take care, stay healthy, and see you next time.